New wheels are going up. Feature in the VWT advert, I think, of for Rotorform. RSCs, really like them, probably my favourite ever Rotorform cast wheel, but they're on there for now. We'll see what stays on, but there we go. So time to sort the interior and the bed. So we're going to get the bed off because you can still see there, it's still the timber effect, and then it's grey and we've got these holes. So we've got some ideas on what we're going to do. So Blake's going to lift the bed off now and get that prepped, and then we're just waiting on some bits for the interior, and we'll get the interior finished. Right, so you know when you start a project, like you know when you decide you're going to touch up a bit of paint in your living room, and you end up you do it and it's not quite right, so you end up painting the whole house, painting all the skirting boards, painting the ceiling, changing the carpet, and you go all out. Well, that's kind of what's happened with this flatbed, I think. So originally we just were, let's paint it and make it look pretty, and then touch it up inside, and then it's kind of just gone to the next level. So Neil from Hadley Trim, that's done all this trimming for us, which I'll show you in a minute. When we discussed the idea with him, we were like, yeah, let's do genuine Alcantara, let's make it look good. And he's decided just to go to a whole other level. So the quality of work is amazing, but it's just got a bit out of hand. So let's go have a look. Love or hate the colour. We wanted to go a bit crazy because the outside's a bit crazy. So this is all genuine Alcantara. So there's about 10 metres, I think, here, 5 metres of each colour, because that's the minimum quantity you normally have to order these. So two-tone colour, we've gone with the dark anthracite and then the rose colour for the door cards and headlining. It's definitely a love or hate. Hard to say until it's all in the vehicle, but yeah, well, we'll show you some more detail in the final episode, but you can see how much detail Neil's got into with all this lot. Still the original T5 dash, but fully Alcantara'd. Nice stitching all the way through. Not decided on the gear gator colour yet, not sure whether we'll go for the rose coloured or the grey. Now, you saw Mikey preparing the steering wheel previously, and here it is. So I wanted to do a T6.1 steering wheel. Can't get a T6.1 steering wheel without buttons, so he smoothed all the buttons out, glued them down, smoothed them all out, and then Neil's trimmed them. So I absolutely love this. Look at that. So the salmon colour on the bottom and then the grey on the top to match the door cards. So let's go and show you how the lads are getting around the front of the vehicle. Right, so first of all, the newest member of Team THQ. Say hello, Josh.
Hello, Josh.
So Josh has been brought in because he's got many skills, one of them being audio and lots of things electrical. So we'll run you through some of the stuff that Josh has done, but first of all, look at the state of that. That's what an early T5 dash looks like when you take it all out. It's minging. So we're going to get all that nice and clean and tidy before we put the new dash back in. Generally all round it's pretty filthy, so it's time for it to have a good clear out. Loads of little bits of detail, so you can see that load of extra sound deadening's gone in, so a load of Dodo mat in there. Door cards have all been redone. New electric windows, they've all been repositioned, so we'll show you that a little bit later on. Heated seats as well, just because, why not? A few other bits to do, like new wiper arms to go on. Right, taking you over to the back here to show you what's going on here. So I put a picture on Instagram yesterday, I think, and a few people asked about the seats. So these are brand new T6.1 seats out of the electric vehicle over there, because that's having Cobra seats in. So we decided to utilise these and keep the OEM fabric. I really, you know, it's easy just to go for a vinyl finish here, but I really like this OEM fabric. So we've had the centres done. So Hadley Trim have retrimmed all the centre with this fabric here, and the observant among you will notice that this has the same coloured salmon line through the GT trim as is on the truck. So there's an interesting story about how I acquired this fabric, but I'll save that for the big reveal next week. A few other things going on, we're hoping to get one of these in. Rock wireless nest, gonna think we're going to mount that in a passenger's double seat, but we'll try that as we go along. Josh is adding a reverse camera to this as well, just because it's never had one. New number plate, that's pretty much just because the old T6 Yol plate had to go, and we get loads of people saying, oh, everything you do, you've ruined it, it's dragging on the floor, it's too low, so no, too low. So yeah, we'll get this thing back together, get it all cleaned up, and see what the results are. Just go inside and see what Josh has done. Oh, I need to sort out that creaky hinge. So this original beam here isn't protected at all from BW, it's just raw. So he's painted all that black, tidied it all up, and tidied so much of this dirty cab up here, had the Maguires on it, multi-purpose cleaner, sorts most things out. So sorted all that out. So electric window switches are sitting here, and the reason being is they're going to be inside the glove box. So obviously, as I showed a minute ago, we've smoothed the electric window switches out of the 2 door cards, so they're going to be nicely inside the glove box, so they're not seen. Also, Josh is going to wire up the heated seat switches inside the glove box as well, just to keep everything really nice and clean. We're hoping to put a wireless charger in there, the Rock Nest wireless charger in there. We're just going to try that first, just to keep your iPhone charged. So that's one of these things. I wanted to fit one of these in a vehicle for a while, so we're going to hope to fit that in there. T6.1 gear knob. Again, luckily we've had to donor vehicle in the electric one, so that's going to be taken out of there. Seats donated at the electric vehicle as well, as we mentioned before, and seat belts have been sent off. They're all being re-webbed in a kind of a silver web to match the seats. Heated seats have been fitted in that one there. Heated seats already been done in this one. So you'll see from this is what looks just like our GT tartan fabric, but with a salmon line in it. Again, it's all in the detail, but I wanted them to match the cab. Really wanted to keep the OEM fabric, so these are the original seats out of the electric van, but just had the centres retrimmed. Neil did that for us at Hadley Trim, and just added the salmon stitching around the edge of the seats there. So this tartan fabric, I knew a while ago I wanted to do this, so I approached the factory that makes our GT tartan and said, could you make me 4 metres with the salmon line in it? And their answer was no. Minimum orders 500 metres, I think. Well, I didn't want 500 metres this, 1 because I didn't want anybody else to do it, and 2 because nobody else is going to want salmon tartan in their seats. So I pulled a bit of a fast one and told them I had a customer that wanted 100 of their vans potentially doing this salmon, but they wanted to see the actual finished product before they would do it, and they did it. So hopefully they don't watch this video because they won't be too pleased with me, but that's how I did it. But like I said, all in the detail. You've got to go to these lengths to have it looking how you want it to, but it should finish it off really nicely inside the cab. So that's the old dash that came out. This was just covered in that kind of cheap fake suede that fades quite terribly actually. It's done well over the years, and it was better than the, I think originally there was the original owner's girlfriend's phone number like scratched in the dash with a compass, so it's done alright. People seem to like the way it looked, but it was definitely tired and due to be done properly, hence why we went for proper genuine Alcantara. So from there, a few other things will feature in the next episode. It's never had a reverse camera this, so Josh is going to fit a reverse camera to it just because it's always been a little bit too awkward to park with the overhang. Other than that, all this just needs a really good clean up and a scrub. Plot's going back in, and the kind of the big reveal episode will be next week when we put it all back together, make it look pretty, and see the final result. So we'll call it a day on that episode, just because I think there's quite a lot there, and the whole process of putting this thing back together now is going to be quite lengthy. So we'll do the big reveal next week. Thanks as always for watching. If you're interested to see how this turns out or anything else we do, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with anybody else you think might be interested. Remember to click that little bell so you get notifications for when we upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching.
So we're at the last stage now of dismantling of the interior before putting it back in. I want to try and get rid of some of the old smells of the horrible 2003 van it is by one of the Maguire's odour eliminators.
Welcome to my dream. It's good to see you again.
If you're interested in any of it, if you're interested in any of it,